Room ambient temperature 23, check. Running a static scene, Uncharted 4. Right now it's capped at 60 frames per second and it's pulling around 270 watts, and the temperature is fine, 56 for edge and 84, 85 for junction. The card is right now mounted horizontally in the case, everything running apparently fine. I will now unlock the frame rate and run the card at its stock power limit of 347 to the extent it can go. I am about to uncap the frame rate. It's right now capped. As I press X on my controller, you will see the frame rate go up. Now it'll go up to around 98. As you can see, it's standing at 97 or so, and the board power is now at its board power peak of 347 watts. And as you can see how quickly the junction temperature just rose to the maximum 110 degrees Celsius, even 111. And now we will see the fans have ramped up to 100%. That's the max that they can do. The board power is now dropping down from 347 to wherever it can sustain this temperature and not crash the card. The GPU edge temperature was barely 70 or so when it first reached 110. That's a huge delta of something like 40 degrees. That's outside the norms as per AMD. 20 degrees delta is what is to be expected. And now the card is pegged at 110, and as you can see, the board power is slowly coming down in order to maintain this temperature and not let the card crash. Going to pause for a second. It's also to be noted that the side panel is actually off, so that there is no airflow limitations causing this temperature. There are two fans at the front giving out cold air, throwing cold air in, yet it has no real significance on keeping the card cool. As long as the card goes to its stock power of 347 watts, the edge temperature is reached very quickly, and then slowly the edge temperature creeps up. As can be seen, the board power keeps dropping and dropping. It's already dropped to around 315 and trying to maintain this temperature. Generally, in an open panel, it comes down to something like 312 eventually, and in a closed panel, it drops all the way down to like 302 to 305 watts. I'm now about to conclude this video. As you can see, the frame rate has also dropped, something like 93 from 98. So that's a 5 FPS drop. It's generally a bit more when it comes to a closed case. And all this is basically simply running a static scene of Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, and I've done this on a few different such static screens where the board power is pushed to its stock limit of 347. I will now pause and show how the adrenaline software looks like, because it's all at stock right now. Locking the frame rate back to 60, as can be seen, the junction temperature is now coming down, with the board power also dropping below 300. And of course the fans also ramping down a bit. This is all done in a standard horizontal orientation. I will now do a test with vertical orientation, whereby I will lay the case on the floor so that the GPU is in a vertical orientation, and that totally changes its dissipation behavior.